We're about ready to wrap this up. Rather than getting the flywheel professionally resurfaced, I didn't really see any score marks or burns. It just had like a little bit of tiny bit of, you know, not much of a wear. So I just hit it with some sandpaper, some fairly fine grit sandpaper on a flat block, and to take down any of the weirdness that was going on. I didn't want to fool around with the machine shop. Second of all, I got the, well, of course I got the rear main replaced. This is how I take it out. I basically stick a hole, poke a hole through the side of it, and then with a small nail, and then I use a flat tipped screw like this, pretty coarse thread, and grab hold of the metal part, and then you can just kind of lever this out and pull it out. This is a brand new gasket that I had to scrap, brand new Nissan gasket that I had to scrap because, like an idiot, I overdrove the I put it too far in. I used a technique that I should not have, a tool that basically rested only on the seal itself, and I drove it in too deep. So, I mean, I don't know if that's a problem or not. I know it's supposed to be mounted so that the seal is flush with the crankcase. I drove it down basically because one side got driven in by my tool beyond the base of it, and to make it even, I didn't have to drive the whole damn thing in too far. And I didn't know what the consequences of that. I didn't want to have to be sitting there thinking about it. Maybe it would have been okay. Hell, I don't know. It might have been good. Maybe, I don't know. But bottom line is I went down to AutoZone and got a aftermarket Velcro. Am I glad I gave up my Nissan seal for a Velcro? Heck no. But then when I looked at them real closely, I frankly couldn't really see any difference in the construction or anything else. So maybe that's not such a big deal. So I got that. I got a clutch kit. I'm going to install this. If I don't get up any energy tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. Put the clutch kit in and try it all out and see where we are. So everything's looking good. We're moving right along here. All I got to do now is I just got through hand tightening all these flywheel bolts. I think the spec is like 200 foot-pounds, and I don't really know how to do that with an air tool. I mean, I guess I could just impact, star pattern. But then I still don't know if it's 200 foot-pounds. I'm kind of weird about that. So I'm going to try to figure out some way of securing the flywheel. I've seen some people who would put a couple bolts in here, and then they can, use those bolts, like put a big wrench and kind of hold it, lock it in. I'm not sure what the best way. Another guy used I think budget boosting guy clamped a big, vice grip here, where in the non-bearing surface, and it just jams into this plate. All of this is so I can get a torque wrench on it and actually see what my foot-pounds are. So that'll be tomorrow's project. I guess I'm kind of worn out. Gonna go watch some more football, Roll Tide, and continue this tomorrow. But I have a lot of hope that it will be all done and we'll get it back on it. And then I'll have to stop, of course, and I'm going to address some issues I came across. Like, for instance, let me show you here. I mean, I got a few little rust spots, just surface rust on the frame rails. So I'll get some rust stop, get on that. In some areas, some of the undercoating is flaked off. Like, there's a spot there, maybe you can see that. And it's more so over here. You can see I've got some surface rust there, and it is just surface, it's not through. And I even put my inspection camera and looked around, and it actually looks pretty good on the inside. So I'm going to deal with that, and I'm thinking about getting some of that Eastwood stuff. You spray, you go inside and spray along this frame rails, and it internally coats and slows down the corrosion. So I might do that as well. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do here. It's probably a lot easier for me to just go ahead and remove the center dash and install the new shifter. You know, I can't use this shifter because it's not ground properly. And if you remember right, there's like the shift will hang up if you don't grind custom little reliefs into a stock shifter, and that's a stock shifter. So I can't just push that back in and re-put in the circlip in the pin, which means I got to pull this thing out. I might be able to get it, no, actually I might be able to just pull the whole shaft straight out, take the knob off, pull this thing out, and then slip the whole shoot match up in there and leave the shifter attached to the 5-speed. I might just do that. I kind of don't like having to pull the dash apart, because every time I do that I got to take the radio out, got to undo all those wires, and it's a kind of a pain in the rear. I really don't want to do it, so we're going to think about that. Some more little rust issues here and here, and you know, there's a little bit of surface rust there. So I got some stuff to deal with, but you know, I'm going to get real tempted to just get this bad boy back on the road. I hate having my car not drivable. I mean, it just drives me literally insane. So I wouldn't count on me not just wrapping this up quickly and getting it back on the road and just saying I'll get this on another day, when I really should do it now because it's up on the racks and it's such a pain to do. But you know how it is, you just can't stand it. I will of course hit that with some brake clean because it's got some grease on my fingers and whatnot, just like a brake, you know, it's like brake shoes and a disc, so you want that all nice and clean. But more later. Just that's it for today.